Build a successful online business. I don't care if you're selling lemon ginger tea to grandmas, and you will be attacked online. And that's why today I am bringing you 7 ways to deal with online haters. And these ways won't just help you when people start attacking you. They will actually turn criticism into fuel to accelerate your growth as you build your business. By the way, I'm Seth Keeping It Real, and I am no stranger to criticism. When one of my companies had to file bankruptcy, I received torrents of online attacks as if I was the devil himself. And yet, it turned into one of the biggest blessings of my life. So today I give you 7 ways to deal with online haters. Way number 1, do not reason with haters. Reasoning with a hater would be like reasoning with the Jews who screamed, "Crucify him!" at Jesus' arrest. You have to understand something about haters. They do not use reason. They do not care about reason. They have taken relativism to its self-sabotaging but inevitable conclusion, which is this: if this is true to me, then it's 100% true, regardless of what people think, regardless of the facts and evidence. Haters need someone to blame because they never learned how to take ownership for their own decisions. Even if the whole world proved you did the best you could, haters will still hate. And that is kind of why they're called haters. It's less about you and it's more about the kind of person they are. In 2005, my son EJ was 3 years old. Now, EJ loved cookies, and he had this habit of sneaking cookies out of the cupboard and hiding them under his pillow. Then, late in the night, he would enjoy a midnight snack. One morning, I asked him why he took cookies without permission, and he said, "I didn't take a cookie." So I opened the cupboard and said, "Then why are there 3 cookies missing?" And he goes, "That was Adelie." Adelie is his younger sister. "Oh, it was Adelie." "Yeah," he said. "Okay," I said, "I want to show you something." He followed me into his room where I pointed at the bed crumbs or the cookie crumbs on his pillow. "What are these, EJ?" And he goes, "Those are from Josiah." Josiah is EJ's older brother. "And why would Josiah eat cookies on your bed?" I asked him. "Because he took the cookies," he replied. Notice how each time I offered evidence that he stole 3 cookies, he blamed someone else. And kids do this. I've done this. I'm sure you did this. And a wise parent will teach their kids how to stop blaming and start taking ownership for their own decisions. But sadly, some kids missed out on this training, and it shows. It's almost cute when a kid does it, but when an adult does it, it's kind of ugly. Sort of like when famous hip-hop artist R. Kelly, who sexually abused and trafficked multitudes of women and minors, and even after mountains of evidence showed that he did it, he still denied it. This is why you cannot reason with haters. No matter what you say, they are ideologically committed to hate because that is their nature. And that brings me to way number 2. Accept the things you cannot change. In the early 20th century, American theologian Reinhold Niebuhr stood in the pulpit and he prayed a prayer. He said, "God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." That prayer became the Serenity Prayer, prayed by millions today around the world. So let's just get some facts straight, okay? Fact number 1, will people criticize you? Yes, okay? Fact number 2, can you control people who criticize you? No, okay? Fact number 3, will it make you feel better focusing on the people who criticize you? Never. So what do? Accept that it's going to happen because it will free you to relax again, breathe a little, and then go back to building your life. And that brings me to way number 3. Pour your energy into those who appreciate you. Focus on the people who appreciate what you do and do an amazing job for them. When you focus on doing one thing well for one niche down audience, you enjoy life more. You take the burden of the world off of your shoulders, and instead of trying to please everyone, you get to invest in the people that God placed into your life, and you end up making far more money. Before the rise of the internet, followed by social media, most humans came in contact with 1 to a few dozen people in the course of a week, depending on what resource you look at. Now, we have the ability to be in contact with millions of people in a week. But here's what's interesting. The human mind was not designed to handle the volume of both praise and criticism of millions of people, which the internet and social media afford us today. And if that's not enough, people will say things from the safety of their keyboard or their phone that they would never say to your face. So get in the habit of ignoring the haters and focus on those who actually appreciate your business. When I was able to focus on the people God called me to serve, and that is men of faith, teaching them how to churn their knowledge, their expertise into a course, sell it for a lot of money while impacting lives, it gave me focus. It freed me to be able to focus on what really matters, what I'm called to do, and I don't have to worry about a billion other ideas out there because that's my focus. And that brings me to way number 4. Way number 4, realize that online criticism will only hurt you if you let it. But Seth, this person is slandering me. But Seth, what they're saying is a lie. Okay. Seth, I need to defend myself. That's exactly what they hope you do. Your reaction feeds their sick addiction to negativity. The only person on this planet who can make online criticism about you damaging to you is you. You're the only person. I can let criticism about me damage to me, or I can choose to let it not. You have control over that. Let me put it this way. Imagine that you never heard of any of the criticism that happens about you, whether it's in your family, your in-laws, online, social media, wherever. You'd be fine. You'd live as if it never happened. Well, here's what's funny, is you can learn how to live like this when you conquer it up here in your mind. And when you do that, you have won forever. And that brings me to way number 5. Let criticism keep you humble. Listen, I don't want you to think that criticism is just to ignore. It is also a gift. Yes, ignore it, but you're going to see it from time to time. It will come up. Don't obsess about it. Don't go searching for it. But let's be real. There will be days where it might get to you a little more, especially if it's from people who you helped and whom you served. When you feel that in your heart, deep inside, and it's hard to not think about it, just ask God to use it to humble you. Because a humble man is a strong man. He has nothing to defend. When you are mercilessly attacked and you learn to be okay with it, and when you're not okay with it, you take it to God, you become an unstoppable beast. Let's look at Trump for a minute. I don't care if you love him or if you hate him. Trump was hated. Trump was attacked relentlessly by the biggest news outlets in the world. People even used the legal system to go after him. And whether or not you agree with it, it was still criticism. And when that didn't work, people tried to kill him, not once, but twice. And 5 months ago, he was elected into the most powerful position in the world. Those attacks did not make him weaker. They made him stronger. So even if you don't like the orange guy, take a lesson from his book. How he chose to handle that ended up working for him instead of against him. And that brings me to way number 6. Embrace criticism as part of your growth. Just like every other obstacle in all of life, criticism does not happen to you. It happens for you. So thank God for it. You won't just get criticized, you will also receive a lot of praise. And let me tell you, between criticism and praise, praise has far more power to destroy your soul than criticism ever will. Mankind is the closest to his own destruction when he becomes full of himself. I love how Charles Spurgeon put it. He said, a sensible friend who will unsparingly criticize you from week to week will be a far greater blessing to you than 1,000 indiscriminating admirers if you have sense enough to bear his treatment and grace enough to be thankful for it. And that brings me to way number 7. You can always start again. Okay, so let's say online criticism manages to hurt your online brand and business so much that it's destroyed. Congratulations. You learned more through that experience than Stanford and UC Berkeley could have taught you combined over a century of classes. So go start again. This is 10 times easier than it was when the sum total of people you would see in a lifetime before the internet was between 10 and 20,000 people in a lifetime. That is hardly anyone. And here's the funny part. We feel like the world is over if a few dozen people attack us online, but the reality is you are almost invisible. Think about this honestly. Hardly anyone knows who you are. Hardly anyone knows who I am. I mean, let's just say 1 million online people know who you are. Seems like a lot of people, right? No, you're invisible. 1 million people is only 0.0121% of the total world population. That's 86 times less than 1%. So let's say that 1 million people do hate you. Does that silence you? Does that stop you? Of course not. Just go find 1 million other people who appreciate what you do and ignore the rest. How do you do that, Seth? You choose your topic of interest and you serve people relentlessly. And if you are trying to make a lot of money through your online business or course, you only need 200 clients buying your course at $5,000 to make $1 million. Do that 10 times and you are now worth 8 figures. Will people still hate you then? Sure. But what does it do to you? Nothing. It doesn't change anything. Serve people, help people, make money doing it. And I'm telling you this, people can hate all they want. It doesn't matter. You have a very short life on this earth. Do what counts. You know, I love how Solomon put it. And he wrote this 3,000 years ago, King Solomon, and it's still so relevant. He said, the fear of man brings a snare, but he who trusts in the Lord will be exalted. Fearing people is a trap. Don't give them that kind of power. Trust God, and no matter what people say or think, your heart is free, and all the hate does is make you that much stronger. If you'd like to get content like this every day, just click the link below, and I'll make sure you're subscribed.